Okay, yes. I finally received confirmation and approval from God to share my testimonies with you guys. And there are so many. Ugh, I have to turn this into a series. Okay, so the first one we will look at, I mean, there's so many before that, but the first serious thing is the last one I posted about the abusive relationship I escaped. And this will be the second installment in this series. I will show you step by step how I walk with God and how He showed up and showed out every single moment, blessing and continuing to walk with me and watching over me and taking care of me. So I hope you stay with me for the journey. They may get lost and mixed up with my other teachings on the channel on my account here, but I will also upload everything to YouTube and put a lovely little playlist and have it organized where each one flows, because each one is going to flow one step to the next, and how He presented Himself in such a miraculous way, guys. It's so amazing. I hope you join me for the journey. Okay, so where did we leave off last? Okay, just got out of the abusive relationship. I am free. I don't have to look behind my back constantly. I could just live my life. So I am working and I'm still going to church, still working that 10 to 6 graveyard shift to make sure I go to church, volunteering wherever I'm needed, trying to be consistent and work really hard at work. So it's just work and church and home. And I'm just happy to have life, happy to finally be free, happy to have life beyond that moment. And then the company suddenly, to cut costs, they make my position as a receptionist at a casino. I was working at a casino. They make the receptionist redundant. So all receptionists. Yeah, but because the person who manages the receptionist also manages the cashiers, and she saw my consistency and how I work hard and I'm always there, she decided to transfer me to cash. So she put me to train and cash. So fortunately I didn't get cut. A little while after that, the cashier manager decides to leave. She put in her resignation, and guess who was selected and chosen and trained to replace her? So now I got promoted. And then so I have to email at the end of each day, email all the paperwork to the manager. She works at the main branch and we're at a separate branch. And because everything is always consistent, she doesn't even bother to check us. She even put me in charge of hiring staff, firing staff, setting schedules. So now I set my own schedule. Boy, I tell you, God will put things in place for you. So now I have all this time on my hands and all this extra money. So I decided, you know what? I never did learn to drive. I paid and learned to drive. But I never thought to buy a car, because after a while my cousin moved back to home with her mom, and so my sister was able to move closer to us, and we shared an apartment which is just walking distance from my work. So I just walked to work, so I didn't even think to get a car. Instead now I'm just putting my money in the offering in church and buying shoes, bags and suits that match. And I'm like bored out of my mind. I'm like, I need something. Something's missing. And I say, you know what? I'm tired of working every weekend, holiday, night shifts. God, I want something different. So I say, I wonder if it's possible to ask for that. Why not? God, is it possible for me to get like a regular 9 to 5 where I don't have to work night, weekends, holidays, and get some vacation time, possibly for Christmas or something? And He reminds me that I always wanted to be a teacher. That was my dream job since I was 4 years old. I sighed. I was like, you forgot the one thing. I don't have a science subject. When I was going to secondary school, they gave you the subjects at the school I went to, and they placed me in business management studies class. And the closest thing I had to a science subject was computer science, IT. They didn't give me any other science subject, even though I was good at it. There was unlimited, I don't know, whatever. But they gave me a bunch of management subjects and computer science. I excelled at that, but because I didn't have the science subject, that was a requirement to be a teacher. And so that is why I couldn't be a teacher, and I tried for years. So the only other option to be a teacher, aside from having the science subject, was to have a degree. And since I didn't have one, I just never bothered. So imagine my surprise, because I just ignored it when God reminded me. I'm like, yeah, that's not gonna happen. Imagine my surprise to one day, or a little while after that, to get this call from this university, a local university, asking me if I'm still interested in a job I'd applied for. I said, okay, now we're getting somewhere. All right, so I'll stop there for now. That's the end of part 2. I will continue. I'll try to upload part 3 maybe tomorrow. I'll try to do it every day as much as I can. because I'm very excited to share all of this with you guys. In the meantime, I just want to leave a scripture with you. Okay, so the scripture is something I shared in one of my last videos. It is something that God told Joshua after Moses was about to die. He was going to lead the Israelites into the promised land. So this is Deuteronomy 31 verse 8. The Lord himself will go before you. He will be with you. He will not leave you or forget you. Don't be afraid and don't worry. So every time God has a plan to save you from something, just know that he went beforehand and took every precautionary measure to ensure your safety, just as he did with me when he saved me from the abusive relationship. And he will be with you. So just because he saved you out of that doesn't mean, okay, he's going to push you out into the world and you're on your own. No. He's promised he will not leave you or forget you. So he'll be monitoring you. He has his ears inclined, always listening. So if at any time, at any point where you feel discouraged, alone, confused, worried, call out to him, cry out to him again, and he's going to come in an instant. What do you need? I'm your father. I'm your loving father. I'm here. I want to serve you. I want to love you. So you cry out to him. Sometimes, even if it is something as simple as a change that you want in life, maybe you want an upgrade, don't be ashamed to ask, even if it feels like it's too much. He doesn't think it's too much. He's your loving father. He wants to give you every good thing. Remember, he's not just with you. He is for you. He wants to give you every good thing. In fact, no good thing will he withhold from those who walk upright. So don't be afraid. Ask him. Even if it is impossible, like my job to be a teacher where I didn't have the science subjects. In fact, he kind of liked the ones that are impossible. How else is he going to prove to you that he's God?